Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Today we have the continuation of yesterday's session where we left off. So, we'll continue that. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to yesterday. First, let us just summarize what happened yesterday. So in yesterday's session, if we just started with the 6th chapter of teachings of Queen Kunti. It was Master of the Senses. That was the topic of the. That was the title of this particular chapter. So in that we discussed few things, in which the first thing comes is Krishna tells Queen Kunti. Queen Kunti was basically was made more favored. So Prabhupada points it out in the purport that Krishna was more favoring to Queen Kunti than her mother Devaki. So the reason many of you also pointed out that when Devaki's sons were killed, Krishna could not save them, whereas Kunti's all sons were saved by Krishna. All the Pandavas, so many dangerous situations came, but Krishna always saved them. So Krishna generally he puts his favor is more upon a devotee who is in a more helpless condition. So that was the point in that. Because Queen Kunti did not have a husband. She was all alone. And the sons were the only shelter she had. So Krishna didn't wanted that anything should happen to the sons. So that's why he was protecting them. But in Devaki's case, it didn't happen like that. Because Nanda Maharaj was there. Vasudeva was there with Devaki. So one more point Prabhupada tells in the purport that Krishna sometimes puts his devotees into dangerous position. So this was a big discussion topic, and all of you also contributed to different examples which we discussed, that how there are devotees whose life, like Parishit Maharaj and even Srila Prabhupada's life, Narada boy. So we saw that in their life the danger came, and that was being arranged by the Lord. So that dangerous position, Lord put them in a dangerous position so that their devotional service becomes more intensified, and then they can quickly come back to him, to the spiritual world. So that was the motive. So sometimes when the devotee is little, because he is a pure devotee, but Lord wants him to become more intense in his spiritual practice. So sometimes Lord puts such dangerous situation so that the devotee becomes more intensified. Like Parishit Maharaj, he started hearing Bhagavatam, which he never would have thought of. So as soon as he understood only 7 days are remaining, immediately he went to the forest, started searching for a guru. Then by the Lord's arrangement, Sukadeva Goswami came, and then he started asking the questions, and that's how the Srimad Bhagavatam came. And all the great personalities were sitting in front, like Narad Muni, Vasudev. Vasudev was his own father, Sukadeva Goswami's. And Narad Muni is the spiritual master of Vasudev. So everybody was sitting there, hearing from Sukadeva Goswami. So that is the spiritual discussion, was what was happening. And also we discussed another point that sometimes devotees sometimes get into danger, and then they call out for the Lord, and the Lord comes to help them. So those also examples we discussed a lot. Prahlad Maharaj was put into difficulty, he immediately remembered the Lord, and he was saved. He was saved from all the mess. Nothing happened to him, even though so many. He was put in a fire. He was put in this burning hot oil. He was thrown from the hill, but nothing happened to him. That was the protection of the Lord. So that thing happened. So one of the example, that is Gajendra example, which we thought of discussing today. So that will be more helpful in our and how it can be the Gajendra, what happened to him, that can happen in our life. We'll just recite the once again. We will recite the verse and then we'll go ahead with our Gajendra pastime. Yeah, we are in the 6th chapter. So we'll just recite this verse and then we'll read. यथा ऋषिकेश फलेन देवकी
यथा ऋषिकेशालेन देवकी
कंसेन ऋद्धातिचिरं श्रुचार्पिता
कंसेन ऋद्धाचिरं सुचार्पिता
विमोचिताहं च सहात्मजा विभो
विमोचिताहं च सहात्मजा विभो
पर्येव नाथेन मुहुर्विपद्गना
तयेव नाथेन मुहुर्विपद्गना.
Yes, Pranav, you can read translation.
Hare Krishna. Translation. O Shrigesha, master of the senses and lord of the lords, you have released your mother Devaki, who was long imprisoned and distressed by the envious King Kamsa, and me and my children from a series of constant dangers.
Yeah, so here the Queen Kunti, she is praying, she is thanking Lord. You have released your mother Devaki, who was long imprisoned and distressed by envious King Kamsa, and me and my children from a series of constant dangers. So you saved Devaki, and here you saved me and my children both. So that point was caught by Srila Prabhupada, where he says that, here it is. But Queen Kunti Devi was shown more favor because Lord did not save the other children of Devaki, whereas he saved the children of Kunti Devi. Yeah, this was done because of Vasudeva was living, whereas Queen Kunti was a widow. This was one nice point. So conclusion is, Krishna bestows more favor upon a devotee who is in greater dangers. So if somebody is put in dangerous position, one should not fear. Oh, I am in such danger. This person, all others are in nice, enjoying. I am put into the dangerous situation. Like sometimes somebody, especially this feeling can come in the life of a person who got some, like there are many people in the early life, they get a dangerous disease like cancer or brain tumor or TB or different things, and they come to know that I'm going to die now in 6 months. So then the question arises in their mind, why only me? There are so many crores and crores of people are there, millions of people, and only I was chosen by the Lord to die with this disease, or COVID happened. So many were trying to capture, like keep themselves aloof and in the home, not going anywhere. But still, some people got and they get into very serious things. Some of the people's very near dear relative went, or in the family member only went on. So this kind of doubt comes that why only me? Why not others? So why only I am put in this dangerous situation? But here you see Queen Kunti is saying, because I was in more danger, Krishna saved me. Krishna was there with me. So Krishna bestows more favor upon a devotee who is in greater dangers. And then he says, sometimes he puts his pure devotee in such dangers because in that condition of helplessness, the devotee becomes more attached to the Lord. Yeah, and the more attachment is there for the Lord, the more success is there for the devotee. So basically, in this, the focus of this purport is not that Lord wants us to suffer. The focus is when the suffering comes, which is anyway going to come. So when the suffering comes, what we should be doing, what we should do, how we should go ahead. So that is what we are going to do, and we are going to see that from the Gajendra's approach. When the such kind of calamity came in his life, how did he take to it, and how he succeeded in that particular endeavor. So such dangerous situation which can come in anyone's life, we don't know. Now things are going peacefully, but anytime anything may happen. So once upon a time, this Gajendra, his elephant, and he was best of the elephant. He had very mighty elephant power was there, and it's like he was the king of the entire that forest. So he had many wives, he had children, he has relatives, and all the even different animals used to salute him, used to respect him a lot. So that's how his life was going on very nicely. So then there was a holiday in his life. Every day he was in different situations. Like today is a holiday for some of you. Some of your companies are American based, so you don't have holiday. So so that's how. So once what happened, see Gajendra, the holiday turned into a nightmare. So it was a holiday, and Gajendra thought that let us go with my family in a for a nice ride across the ocean, and he was going like that. So then everything was good. They were singing, dancing nicely, enjoying. And then when they came to the ocean, they started throwing water on each other and playing in the ocean. But suddenly, from nowhere, one crocodile came up. And as soon as the crocodile came, he directly caught the jaws he caught the feet of this Gajendra. So everybody got afraid. Who is this? Immediately the feet was caught by this crocodile. And it was a very so Gajendra with all his strength, he was trying to bring it because he was very powerful. And the elephant's power is so much that it can even destroy the entire forest. But in this case, because Gajendra was not on the land, he was on the water. In the water, whose strength is more? Whose strength will be?
Crocodile.
Crocodile, because basically crocodile is staying there. So it is said, no, in your area you are very powerful. So whenever you are in the king of that area, so you are very powerful. So elephant is the king of the land. In the forest, in the water, he is not so powerful. Whereas crocodile, because he was in water, he was very powerful. So he could get the strength, and he was catching with big crocodile. His mouth. You can see just by seeing him, one may fear because so many teeth are there. You can't even count so many teeth. And with that, he caught the leg of Gajendra. And Gajendra, with all his strength, he was trying to rescue himself, but it couldn't come. And then all the friends, relatives, family members, everybody went out because they thought, okay, say one crocodile, there can be several more crocodiles also. So they wanted to save themselves, they went out. But still, some of them were trying to bring Gajendra. They were pulling him, but nothing worked out. Nothing was doing it, and all the wives started crying. Oh, Gajendra, what will happen? And so many things. It became a very emotional thing. But he was trying a lot, and it is said that in the Bhagavatam, actually this thing has happened in the different Varsha. So there, the time period is very big. So this entire fight between Gajendra and crocodile went on for 1 year. So 1 year they were fighting like that. And day by day, the strength of Gajendra was reducing, and he couldn't. He was becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. So now let us pause at this time and take us at the look of this Gajendra who is caught by the crocodile. So in our life also, basically, this situation is compared to anyone who has got into the misery or the sufferings of life. Or like I have told, some people get different diseases. So they are into this category. And not only they, even we are also in the category. Like many of us are now some of you are in the 20s or 20 to 30 this age, in this age. So you can see that you have passed your 20 or 25 years of life. So that many days are removed from your life. Now whatever remaining are there, we don't know how much it is there. But already it is said the crocodile of death, it has already devoured us that many percent. So 20 years are passed, that much crocodile has devoured us. We are already in the jaws of crocodile. As soon as we enter this material world, we are in the jaws of crocodile. And it is taking us little by little. First birthday, second birthday, people celebrate 5th birthday or 10th birthday. They celebrate a lot. But that much we are going more into the jaws inside the crocodile. Just imagine if Gajendra is 1 day past, second day past, and they are celebrating the anniversary of 1 day over for Gajendra get caught by crocodile. So that is little. So if you see from the point of view of God, so this is all looks like this only. What I am telling about Gajendra, one day everybody is celebrating. They cannot celebrate because he is the jaws of crocodile. He is going to die now. So they were all crying. So in our situation is also like that. But somehow because of illusion, we don't recognize that. So this situation can come in everyone's life. Everyone's life, the situation is there. So now what to do when this calamities come? So I had one article also. I'm just taking some of the points from this article. Yeah, so here it is said, Gajendra can represent anyone afflicted by misery. He was living what anyone would consider an ideal life. So he had what all things he had. He has terrific power. He has wonderful, what we say, prestige. He had. Then he had control over many people, all the animals. He had control over that. He had very supportive family members and friends, and he had all the luxuries, whatever one could want in his life. Everything he had. So he was a rich elephant. He was not like a ordinary elephant, not just striving for some food. He was very, even if he tells some people, some animals, you bring the food for me. Everybody will bring because he was like a king of the entire that area. So, but when this thing happened, he found himself trapped in the jaws of a crocodile. Similarly, our world is full of agents of misery. They may not look as menacing a crocodile, but can cause just as much pain. They come in different forms. Like we see, what all forms crocodile can come in our life? I am talking about crocodile like death. Death may come in different forms. So, what all those forms are there? Anyone would like to tell?
Old age, disease.
Yeah, old age disease, of course, that will come to everyone. We know, but certain, what we say, undecided or suddenly certain things come up.
Heart attack.
Accident.
Even 25, 30 years, boys also get heart attack. Many
Yes,
years.
may die from heart attack or other accidents.
Or
And
heart attack or
Accidents.
yes,
accident. Yeah, accidents may come. We don't know when. Like I know this, this Cyrus Mistry. He was the chairman of Tata at one time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, so he died in the accident. They had gone to Ahmedabad for some work. On the way coming, so he first telling about Cyrus Mistry. He's one of the billionaires, one of the richest person in India. So, and he was also the Ratan Tata. After that, he was like a main person, chairman of Tata Group, and very well known figure, very big, rich person, billionaire. And he had a vehicle which many of us may not be even able to afford. It was Mercedes Benz, and the cost of the vehicle was also very high, in the lakhs and lakhs of rupees. I think 70 or 80 lakh rupees car. So in that car, he was traveling from Ahmedabad to Mumbai, and on the way there, and so his wife was driving. His wife and one more lady was there in the front, and the Cyrus Mistry was sitting behind with his friend. So both of them were talking. So, and his vehicle, it was having all the facilities. Like in case accident happens also, there is some kind of that airbags are there. It opens up, so it will not let you hurt anywhere. So those things, all the facilities were there. So a seat belt for the back people, front people, everything was there. So he was sitting in the back and he did not put the seat belt. That was the mistake. So when he was traveling, there was a big 6-lane, the India roads, 6-lane roads were there. At certain point, it became 4-lane. At one point, it became 2-lane. So it was a very narrow road, and the car was in the full speed. And they were all talking. Then never they thought, and his age also, if you see, it was only 54, not much. So he went, and when that lady was driving, when the road became 2-lane, the divider came, and she couldn't control it. She went on the divider, and the entire vehicle got, like, it went very to the other direction, very speed. So this two people who were behind, they were thrown from the front window. No? They were thrown from that front window ahead. Only the two ladies could not get anything because they were having the seat belt, so they remained there. But this back two people, they were thrown from the front window. So such kind of accident, it was very ghastly accident. So both of them died on spot, and the ladies, they were injured, so they were later taken to hospital. And so we see that this person, Cyrus Mistry, he never would have thought in his life. He just went for some trip to Ahmedabad, wanted to come back and again start his business and so many. He had a property of crores and crores of rupees. So what about that now? Now he has gone. Where he has gone, we don't know. Suddenly it came. Neither he thought nor anybody else thought that this will happen. No notice was come. At least Parikshit Maharaj, there was 7-day notice. In his life, there was no notice. So suddenly this thing happened and he was died. So accidents can cause such kind of incident in our life. Yes, anyone else? How dangers can come in our life? Yes, only accident and diseases. That's it.
One may think to commit suicide due to some other.
He has already decided. Anything with death comes without decision or without invitation, death comes or such kind of incidents. No?
Fire accident.
Yeah, fire accident can happen. Like recently we, this from this recently a big fire accident happened. I know, of course, in our devotee place also it happened. They got saved. They were sitting in one place. Somehow the AC got into fire. In that building, there was no system of that fire extinguisher, and these people did not sleep till night. Somehow, when the fire came, they immediately came to know, and the fire started spreading. Somehow they came out, and later when the watchman came and he saw everything was fully, even the AC, the fan, even the cot, everything was totally melted. Such kind of situation. Within just maybe 15-20 minutes only everything happened. If they were little inattentive, then they would have gone there only. The same incident happened when this just last month, I think, my father was telling about this. That about it. So from Nagpur to, I think, Pune or Pune to Nagpur, there was a bus. It's overnight only. People around 35 people almost going from that expressway has come now, new expressway. So everybody thought now expressway is there. So let us go now. Of course, there are many people who travel like this overnight journey, sleeper train. Everybody was sleeping in the day. It was midnight. I think it was around 1 or 1:30 in the morning. Everybody was in deep sleep, and suddenly, of course, this very ghastly accident. When I heard also, I was feeling very sad for those people. But we are discussing this incident so that we learn some lessons from it and how death can come, and even we can also be put in such situation. We don't know. So the same thing happened. He was driving the vehicle, that bus driver, and he was later drunkard. So somehow the vehicle went on the same divider. It went, and then it toppled, and somehow the diesel tank was there. It got into fire, and both the driver and there was one assistant of him. Both of them opened the door. They ran away from them, and the fire started burning, and the entire bus started burning. And all the people woke up. They saw that it's burning. Some of them actually, 2-3 of them still got saved because they broke open the glass, that the glasses of the vehicle, because vehicle was totally on this side. Like you see that if vehicle is straight, you can at least come out and do something. But the fire caught up immediately, and the vehicle was totally upside down. In the night only, everybody fell down on each other. Everything happened, and then 3 of them somehow managed to broke. It is shown also in that accident. They had all the injuries in their hand because they broke upon the glass and they came out. But others, they were all crying. Some of them had I heard about one. So all of them actually got fully burned, live burned, burning. So all of them were live, and they could see themselves burning also. So much fire came, and they couldn't save themselves. There was no way to go out. So they were burning. Just sometimes little finger burns, we immediately remove from somewhere we got burnt. Immediately we removed. Here there was no space to remove or do anything. And then I heard from father only, that he said one family was there. They had to take admission. I think their son got admission in Nagpur. So the mother, father, and sister, all three of them had come to drop him. They dropped him and they were going back. And on the way, all three of them got fully burnt and powder. There was like nothing left. All people became fully into the ashes. So that's how was the situation. And some of them were going to meet someone in their relative in Pune. So that's how different. Everybody had a different story. How they were traveling, and suddenly this thing happened, and they had to die on spot. Such situation, these are very frightening things happening in this life. So yeah, fire extinguisher, and there are many things. Natural disaster. Many of you did not tell about that.
Yeah, natural calamities maybe, and animal attacks maybe.
Animal attacks. Yeah, there are people
Snake
who small children are taken by the tigers. That is
Snake biting.
snake biting. Correct.
And by flood.
Flood. Yeah, tsunami.
Bhopal gas incident.
Yeah.
So many calamities can come at any time. We don't know. Even we told about animals.
Yeah, in 2018 there is a great flood occurred in Kerala.
Oh, Kerala, there was a great flood. Your place also?
1890 at that time. 2 times occurred.
Two times it came. Yeah. Even though you live in Mumbai or such kind of coastal areas, no, there is always fear. Any time because sea level is always increasing. Sometimes when people are just till sea level, they are gone. All the buildings are just where the sea is ending. Everybody is there. Little bit something happens immediately. All the buildings, everybody will be to death only if the big storm comes. So it's such a risky situation. So many things can happen. There is one instance where Radhesham Prue tells this very frightening story, another frightening story, where there was a family, the husband, wife, and they had one child was there, and they had one son, small son. So they were going on a boat. The boat person was riding it. I think somewhere it was. I don't know. So this child was putting his hand in the water. The boatman told, "Don't put your hand." So somehow still he was putting, and suddenly same crocodile was there inside, and the crocodile caught his hand and started pushing him. He caught his hand and he was taking, and then immediately the mother father were alarmed. What is happening? And the boat person said, "Hey, leave this boy, otherwise we all will go away. We all will fall in this river, and then we will all die." So then the mother was still catching his hand. The boy was half in the water in the jaws of the crocodile, and half he this side. So the mother was trying to save, but then the boatman says, "If you try to pull him, then crocodile will take all for of us. We don't have any this." Then they both, husband and wife, both were crying. But then the boatman was shouting on them, "Please leave." And the the wife looked at the husband, and husband says, "Just leave. There is no other." And that's it. The mother left the child, and then after some time, just blood came out. That child was gone. So we see this in so many situations. Calamities come. Even in Gajendra's case, all his relatives, friends, everybody was there on the shore, but none of them could help him except crying. They could just cry. They couldn't help anything. What to do in this case? They were just trying to do something, but nothing happened, and they were all just crying. They couldn't do anything. So now, continuing ahead with Gajendra's story, what Gajendra did when such kind of situation came. So when he was in the jaws of crocodile, and very long time he was becoming weaker and weaker day by day. At one time, then he understood that nothing of this world can help me. All this I lived with all of them for so many years, but none of them are able to help me. I did so many things in my life, but nothing is helping. So that time he got a realization. Gajendra got realization. One of the reason is because in the previous life he was Indradumna Maharaj. King Indradumna, because of certain situation, he got a curse. He became the king remained. He was King Indradumna. Now he became the king of elephants. So he was a king, but he got the change of the body. But even though he got, so in the body of Indradumna, he was a great devotee of the Lord. So he knew all the prayers to the Lord, all the philosophy, everything he knew. So in this elephant body, when such kind of situation came, he understood that nothing in this life can help me except the Supreme Lord. And suddenly all the prayers started coming from his mouth. And he started praying very fervently to the Lord. Oh Lord, you are the Savior. And he started glorifying. You are the controller of everything. You are the master of everything. So please take me to you. And I don't have any other shelter now. Please give me your shelter. And immediately there was a Vishnu who comes in the Garuda Vahan, and he was flying down towards Gajendra. And as soon as Gajendra saw Lord is coming, so Lord he immediately took the lotus flower even in that situation. Now one may say, okay, Lord has come again, but no, he was not like that. Gajendra immediately, even it was such a painful situation, he immediately took a lotus flower from this water, and he took and he started offering to the Lord with that tusk. He started offering to the Lord that flower. So it is said that even in such situation, Lord the Gajendra, he did service to Lord, and then the Lord came there immediately. First, cut down the crocodile. Crocodile could go ahead, and then he saved Gajendra in that. We see that, so it is said that, so Bhagavatam always tells us that such situations will come and we should take Gajendra approach. So in our temple also NVCC, we have, as soon as you enter, on the right side, there is this photo is there. Gajendra is being caught in the jaws of crocodile. So whenever, even while chanting I said, I look at that photo. So it helps a lot because it reminds us that I am also in the jaws of crocodile and anytime I can die. At least during chanting, we can get that particular mood and we can chant because that is what shelter we can take of the Lord. Because that is the ultimate shelter. If you see also, we take so many births, one after another. So many, the cycle of birth and death is going on. In every birth, we have a different mother, different father. So it is a janama janame sabha pita mata pai, Guru Krishna nahi mile, say Guru hoi. That means every life you get mother and father. Without mother and father, how can you come? So mother and father is there every life, whether you are in the animal life or bird's life or human life, mother father is there. But every life, same mother father is not going to be there. Every life there are different. So in that way you get, but Guru and Krishna is going to be same. Like whichever life you take, you always have Krishna in your heart as a Paramatma, and he is always there. He is always watching the activities, and he is always traveling with you. Like in the Upanishads, there is a two-bird story comes. That one bird is trying to taste the different fruits and all, and another bird is just watching. And then this bird, sometimes he get bitter fruit, the first bird, bitter fruit, sometimes sweet fruits. He goes from one branch to another to another. And then after that, he goes to another tree. Then this another bird also accompanies him. The super soul always accompanies us. Whether we become great prime minister, or we become the beggar, or we become an animal or beast or small worm, even in that life, even the pigs or monkeys or any dogs, anybody you take, in everybody's heart, Krishna is residing as Paramatma. So, and because of him only the things are going on, otherwise we can't sustain also. So we see that is the merciful nature of the Lord. All the people around us may change, but there is only one person who remains with us always. Whichever life we take, irrespective of which life it is, irrespective of whether we believe in him or not, he is always there with us. So that is the mercy of Lord. Sometimes somebody insults us, we will say, I don't want to see you. I don't want to even see you or talk to you. So we have such kind of reservation. We don't go to that person. Why? Because he offended me. Sometimes he may speak true also. Still we don't want to talk to him. So, but in case of Krishna, somebody may say Krishna does not exist. But still Krishna is there in his heart and helping him, guiding him in all his desires. And according to his karma and other things, he is guiding him. Like I can wave my hand, but without sanction of the Lord, how can I do that? That cannot happen. So without sanction of the Lord, not a single blade of grass can move. So what to speak of our daily routine? Everything is working because of his direction. He gives sanction. So that is the connection. First we get a desire that I want to pick up this thing. Then the desire comes, then there is a sanction by the Supreme Lord, and then we are able to lift it. So the sanction is very important. Without sanction, we can't do anything. Like some people get paralysis. Why? Because even though they are desire, they cannot do anything because there is no sanction. According to their karma, they have to, that part is now gone. So basically, Lord has stopped that part. Lord is not giving sanction to that. So that's how we see that Lord's shelter is so much important in our life. Whether we know it, recognize it or not, that is very much important. So we have to always take Gajendra's approach, because anytime we can come into this situation. So yeah, so here one important point comes. We may feel that problems are indeed part of our life and that we should fight them with courage and determination. But what is our usual strategy for crisis management, with which our personal strength, intelligence, money, or garner support from friends, relatives, political leaders? But sometimes all our support system fails. Like we discussed this case of this rich person, billionaire, dying in the accident. So, and so many other stories are there. So we see that all the support system are there. So much people gather this policy, that policy, LIC, Bima, and so many things. But nothing is going to help when the death comes. So it may, to some extent, we may trying to save ourselves. So personal strength, intelligence, money, so many things are there. Friends, relatives, political positions, and all. But diseases, accident, terrorists don't avoid the rich, the famous, or the beautiful. Nobody is spared from this kind of things. So then Gajendra's approach should be taken. Yeah. So in Draupadi's case, if you see, Draupadi was also in the dangerous position, and she was crying out to Krishna. So she was, if you see her condition, the Kauravas, they were trying to pull his sari and wanted to make her naked in the entire assembly. So it was a very big offense, and it is like, especially in that era, that is 5,000 years back, if something such thing happened to the woman, that means it is such a, it is like death for her, and she was very much afraid, and she started calling out for Krishna. Krishna, Govinda, please help me. But at the same time, another hand, she was trying to help herself, and she was carrying her sari. So one hand she was carrying her sari, so that she was still thinking that I can save myself. I with my strength I can save myself. And with another hand she was calling out for Lord. So it is said Lord did not come. Initially Lord did not come or did not help anything. But as soon as she understood then that now I cannot save myself, what I am trying to catch my own sari, I cannot do anything. I have to totally depend on the Lord. And she raised both the hands. So that is one of the reasons also when we dance, we raise our hands and we dance. So we show that Lord, I am surrendered to you. Whatever you do with in my life, I am totally surrendered to you. Even Srila Prabhupada, when he was going in the Jalduta, he wrote the song also, Nachite Nachite, Nachao 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 Se Mate. The way you want, you make me dance. So I am your puppet, he said. So then Draupadi totally surrendered, and that time Krishna supplied unlimited sari, and that's how she got saved. One has to surrender in that way. Yeah. So in every situation, even the most extreme, Krishna is always there to help us. He never lets his devotee down. He is Suridam Sarva Bhutana, everyone's best friend. He is right there within our hearts, just waiting to give us a completely blissful life. No matter what we do, no matter what we have done, Krishna never leaves us. Who could be a better friend? Birth after birth, we have totally betrayed, blasphemed, and rejected him. But he is still with us. His love is unconditional. He never leaves us. He is always waiting, always willing to give us a chance. At no time, Krishna will not deliver us if we just turn to him as Gajendra did. We have to choose the Lord's shelter moment after moment throughout our stay in the material world. At times, when the crocodile is not biting into our flesh, it is very easy to forget him. Then our dormant desires to enjoy the material world, the illusion to raise their heads again, we should learn from Gajendra in this regard. After being liberated, he was not thinking of enjoying again in this world. So this is the important point, that Lord came and saved him. So he didn't want to again go and just forgot now. Again, I go back and enjoy my things. No. If that has been his desire, then Krishna would have left him here. Krishna would have said, oh, you have to enjoy again, but there is going to be another crocodile. What about that? So you are not out of the real crocodile's mouth, because death is always there. But after Gajendra was freed from the crocodile, he didn't want to do anything except to serve the Lord, love the Lord. He was so grateful. Krishna saw that Gajendra had no material desire left in his life now. So that he had lost all faith in Maya's false promises in this world. So you see that Maya's promises, like one devotee was telling that Maya's promise is like that machine. The machine says, please tell me what can I do for you. You just desire and I will fulfill that. That is what the machine says. And you say, okay, I want this particular thing. Then he says, please tell me what is your desire. I will fulfill that. He says, okay, this thing is there. Please fulfill it. Machine says, please tell me your desire. What I have to do. I will fulfill that. He says, you are asking this and I am telling, please fulfill that desire. He says, again, the machine keeps speaking the same thing. So then he says, what kind of machine you are? You are not giving me what you want. You are asking for desire. I am telling you desire and you are not fulfilling that. Then the machine says, sorry, sir. My job is only to promise, not to fulfill. So I just promise. So that is what is Maya. She just promises that if you do, you will get this. If you do, you will get that. But she never fulfills that. So that is Maya's thing. So Gajendra understood this, that he didn't had any material desire. He lost all faith in Maya's false promises in this world. And therefore Krishna not only freed him from the crocodile, but he puts him in an airplane and sent him directly to Vaikuntha, the spiritual world. So that was Krishna's mercy. So this is how we understand that Krishna is very merciful. So only thing we have to show our sincerity to Krishna. We have to intensify our devotional service so that such kind of help comes in our life also. And that will not come immediately. Like tomorrow death is coming and you say, I am now sincere Krishna. No, that sincerity has to be shown every day. It is said moment after moment. That means daily the sincerity has been, at least what is in our hand is like we chant every day, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that should be with very sincerity. We should give the first priority to chanting. As soon as we get up, do certain things and get into your chanting. And we should not keep it till the end of our day and thinking that, oh, whole day is there. That is how the Maya will catch. And that is how we see that Krishna will get into the backward position. But every day, if we are giving priority to Krishna, then when such dangerous situations will come, we don't go to material things, but we understand. Like there was one devotee, he shared with Radhesham Prabhu. He said, Prabhu, that I was traveling from Gulf country to India and everything was nice. I did my job things and I was returning and suddenly there was something happened in the flight and they announced that we are going to have emergency landing and this anything may happen. All people were shouting, screaming, different things were going on. And he didn't understand what, then because he had heard so much philosophy, so many things, he immediately put his hand in the bid bag and he started chanting. He said, because devotee means he knows what is the solution even in such situation. Other people, they are just trying to escape and do some things. Of course, this devotee also, whenever it is possible, we will try also. But then we have to understand such situations when nothing can happen, we have to understand, okay, I have to depend on God. Of course, later on, this devotee was saved and shared this with Radhesham. He said, I did not tell to anyone, but this is what happened. And after this incident, I am now more serious in my Krishna consciousness because anytime such situations may happen. Like every day I am chanting inattentively and suddenly when such a dangerous situation comes, I say, now I have to chant attentively. That attentiveness will not come. Again, we will have the same fear of death. So then with that death fear, we can't chant so properly. So daily, if we have that habit of chanting attentively, then such a dangerous situation comes, then we are able to take full shelter of Krishna. So in our case, when I tell, when Prabhupada is saying take shelter of Krishna, that is through the holy names. So in this age, the holy names of the Lord incarnate to liberate us from the crocodile jaws of the material energy and take us back home to the eternal world of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the spirit of Gajendra, we should learn to surrender to the Lord with a humble and sincere heart. Not tomorrow, but today. Filled with the spirit of humility and grateful tolerance, whereby we offer all respects to others and expect none for ourselves, we can actually take shelter of the Lord. That's the meaning of surrender. At a superficial level, surrender means doing what you are told. But deep down, surrender means to have the type of humility expressed by Lord Chaitanya. My Lord, I am yours. You can trample me, embrace me, break my heart. Whatever situation you put me, I am yours. So this is how we can turn the we can welcome the adversities and transform them into blessings by sincerely and intensely taking shelter of the holy names of the Lord. Material existence is designed to give us the optimum situation in which we can really seriously from our hearts cry out Krishna's holy names, following in Gajendra's footsteps. In every situation, the crocodile of suffering and death is imminent. Supreme liberation is the rightful claim only for one who takes shelter of the Lord when difficulties come. When setbacks, intrusions, impediments, disturbances comes in our life, we must welcome them with folded palms and grateful hearts, thinking, I deserve worse, and this is only a token trouble given by Krishna. Krishna is inviting us to his external transcendental pastimes for total relief, shelter, and ecstatic joy. Our body will die today or tomorrow or someday. If we can once take shelter of Krishna and sincerely cry out his holy names, we can be delivered. Therefore, all dangers are blessings from Krishna, helping us to cry out for him. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, thank you very much for patiently hearing. So I went little over time, but this topic I wanted to complete, which remained yesterday. Okay, so let us become more sincere in our practice, in our chanting especially, and even other times also. Our main number of rounds we should do on the beats, chanting properly, sitting at one place in the early morning, and rest of the days also. Whenever we are going, coming, sometimes we don't do anything. We are just idling, going, coming. It just goes time like that. We can just try to hear something, or we can just chant. If nothing is there, in case your mobile is switched off or got discharged, still you have your tongue is always there. You can chant, you can think about something, you can call out the holy name of the Lord. That is the best method you can take shelter of. You don't need anything in that situation. Tongue, that is the best benediction we have got. Anytime we can chant the holy name at any circumstance. So let us all try to become more sincere in our spiritual practice. So this is all applicable to me also. Not that I am trying to tell you certain things in this, but even for my life, even because when we practice for many years, sometimes there is a tendency, okay, I know everything. We again go down. So we have to keep up to that practice even after many years also. So not missing artis or not missing any classes and becoming more attentive and alert in our devotional service. That is very much required. Okay, so thank you all very much. We end here, and next Sunday we will again meet. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Here Chaitanya Prabhu is telling if anyone wants to take a virtual tour of Salem Ashram, he can present. So he is in the stone temple. One ashram is there where there is no electricity. If somebody wants to show, then he is telling he will show that. Yes, Chaitanya Prabhu, you can show. Whoever is available, they will be there.
Yes,
Other-
Prabhu.
Give the meeting.
Prabhu, here they can continue here, so I can show them as video call directly.
Yeah, it will continue. Waiting.
Okay, Prabhu, just wait.